Archon Velis reviewed the tribute manifest with satisfaction. The Galactic Council's demand had been clear: newly admitted species must provide 10,000 workers as tribute, a tradition spanning millennia. These workers would serve Council worlds for 20 years, a gesture of submission and respect. Humanity had complained, naturally. They always did. But ultimately, they'd complied, sending exactly 10,000 individuals aboard transport vessels. Velis hadn't bothered reading the detailed manifests. Workers were workers. That was his first mistake. The transports arrived at Council Prime, and the humans disembarked. Velis watched from his observation platform as they filed into processing centers. They looked rough, scarred, tattooed, with hard eyes that tracked every exit and guard position. Why are they all wearing identical orange jumpsuits? Velis's aide asked. Some human custom, Velis dismissed. Assign them to labor sectors. Within a week, reports started flooding in. The humans weren't working. They were organizing. In the agricultural sectors, they'd formed what they called unions, and were demanding better conditions. In the manufacturing plants, they were teaching other workers about labor rights and fair wages. They're criminals, the human liaison finally explained when Velis demanded answers. Convicted prisoners. We sent exactly what you asked for, workers. You never specified they had to be law-abiding citizens. Velis felt his throat sacs inflate with rage. You sent us criminals? The Council wanted tribute. In our history, tribute meant taking your least desirable population and making them someone else's problem. We're just following tradition. Ambassador Kwan's smile didn't reach her eyes. Besides, they're all non-violent offenders. Hackers, embezzlers, con artists, tax evaders. Very intelligent people who happen to break laws. The situation deteriorated rapidly. The human prisoners were terrifyingly competent at undermining authority. They found every loophole in Council law, exploited every bureaucratic weakness, and weaponized regulations against their overseers. A hacker named Marcus Chen crashed the Council's taxation database, then offered to fix it, for a fee and better treatment. A former corporate executive named Sarah Kim reorganized the entire logistics network, making it more efficient while simultaneously creating conditions for worker strikes. A con artist called Rivera convinced 3 different council members that they were owed tax refunds, nearly bankrupting a planetary treasury. But worse than the chaos was what they were teaching others. Enslaved species across Council worlds watched humans demand rights, negotiate conditions, and refuse to accept their assigned place. The concept spread like a virus: workers had value, and could demand to be treated accordingly. Within 6 months, the Council faced labor uprising on 40 planets. Productivity dropped 30% as workers demanded human rights, a term that hadn't existed in galactic vocabulary before. Velis summoned Ambassador Kwan. Take them back. All of them. The tribute period is 20 years, Kwan reminded him pleasantly. We're following Council law. Breaking it would be disrespectful. They're destroying our social order. They're working, exactly as requested. Not our fault, they're very good at it. Kwan leaned forward. Here's the thing, Archon. You wanted to humiliate humanity with your tribute demand, make us submit like every other species. But humans don't do submission well. Even our criminals. Velis watched the monitors showing another strike forming in the textile sector. Human prisoners were teaching aliens concepts like collective bargaining and minimum wage. What do you want? He asked, defeated. Renegotiate. Treat new species as equals, not subordinates. End the tribute system entirely. Or keep our prisoners and watch them teach your entire galaxy about revolution. Kwan smiled. Your choice. The Council voted to end the tribute system within a month. It was framed as progressive reform, but everyone knew the truth. Humanity had turned an insult into a weapon, and their worst citizens into their best ambassadors for change. The prisoners returned home as heroes. The galaxy would never be quite the same.